Let's see who's here today. Hi, Ava. Hi, Aria. Hi, Noah. And hi, Emily. I'm Audrina, and this is our story time. Today, we're going to read Pick Me, written by Annika Dunklee and illustrated by Lori Joyce Smith. I was gifted this book by the author, and I'm going to read it for you. What do you think the story is about? Let's read. Annie, Lillimer, and Lillian are such good friends. They do everything together. They even learn each other's languages. Lillian taught me how to say dog in French. Chien. Lillimer taught me how to say strawberry in Swedish. Jordgubbe. Annie taught me how to say washroom in Oinky Boinky. Blinkety plop. Even though Annie made hers up, all the girls agree it still counts. So Oinky Poinky is a made-up language. The girls are always together, but there are times when they just can't be. One of those times was when their class was going on a field trip to the museum. Mrs. Adams, their teacher, told everyone to pick a partner for the bus ride there and back. Annie, Lillimer, and Lillian rushed over to each other and quickly linked arms. Sorry, girls, only two of you can sit together. All three girls frowned. Lillimer, please pick either Annie or Lillian to be your partner. Annie's and Lillian's hands shot straight up in the air. Choisissez-moi, choisissez-moi, which means pick me, pick me. Shaloop-diddy-moo, shaloop-diddy-moo, pick me, pick me. This is a made-up language. It was very difficult for Lillimer to choose between her two best friends, so she tried to make it easier. Method 1. Guess the number. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. 6, 4, 5. Method 2. Guess the favorite color. What's my favorite color? Pink. Purple. Pink and purple, you're both right. Method 3. Flip a coin. Heads or tails? And both the girls say heads. And guess what? She gets tails. But this only made things more confusing. So Miss Adams decided to help Lillimer along. Lillimer, if you can choose between Annie and Lillian, I'll have to choose for you. Uh, um, uh, okay, I pick, Lillian? Nice try, Lillimer. Okay, Lillian, you go with Lillimer. Annie, please partner with Maylin. That was not what Annie wanted to hear. Sorry. Lillimer mouthed sorry to Annie as Annie made her way over to Maylin. Look at her face. She's so sad. As the children boarded the bus, Annie could see Lillimer and Lillian ahead in line, holding hands. Annie snuck up to them and held their hands too, but Miss Adams caught her. Annie, please take your place back in line. Annie went back in line beside Maylin. She's so sad. Once the bus ride began, Annie looked back at Lillimer and Lillian from her seat at the front of the bus. They were having such a great time without her. Annie wanted to have a great time too. Maybe she could sit beside Lillimer and Lillian after all. Annie went to squish herself in between Lillimer and Lillian. It was a perfect fit. At least that's what Annie thought. Sorry, Annie, but there's not enough room for you. Annie wouldn't give up. Sure there is. I'll just sit right here. Miss Adams wasn't very happy about Annie's new seating arrangement. Annie, please go back to your seat. Annie went back to her seat beside Maylan. Look at these two girls. They are both sighing. Annie looked over at Malin, who was looking sadly out the window. Why are you sighing? Not that you care. I wanted to be Ella's partner, but Benny asked her first. That's when Annie realized she wasn't actually Malin's first choice of partner either. And now Malin was upset with her. The two girls sat quietly for a few minutes. Annie wanted to smooth things over with Malin, but how? Then she had a great idea. She took out a pickle and cheese sandwich from her knapsack and offered a bite to Malin, but Malin shook her head. No. Annie had to find some way to get Malin to talk to her. Icebreaker number 1. My favorite colors are pink and purple. What are yours? I don't have one. Icebreaker number 2. Do you like jumping rope? Nope. Icebreaker number 3. Hey, Milan, can you speak another language? Yes, I can speak Mandarin. Finally, something that worked. Cool, I can speak another language too. Really? Annie was a little surprised that Million hadn't heard. Of course. Oinky boinky. Wow, I know, right? After that, Annie and Million couldn't stop talking or laughing with each other. Hambao means hamburger? Gurgle doinky means bird? They were having so much fun, they didn't even notice the bus stopping in front of the museum. The children all piled out of the bus onto the curb. Lillimore excitedly came running up to Annie. Miss Adams says you and I can be partners on the bus right back to school. Thanks, Lillimore, but I keep my seat. Annie, Lillimore, and Lillian are such great friends. They always try to be together, but sometimes when they just can't be, things can turn out surprisingly well. Ziaijin, Annie, which means eat you later. Moinky macaroni melon, which means can't wait, and that's a made-up language. And my friends, that's the end of our story. So if you like this book, you can ask your grown-up to borrow this book from your local library. Thank you for reading with me. Bye-bye.